welcome back to another house hunting-ish video. Today is inspection day. It is May 25th, right? Memorial Day, so happy Memorial Day. You're not watching this on Memorial Day, but you know what I mean. So I'm heading to the house now to meet the inspector, and Nick should hopefully be there on his way as well to get the house set up, let him in and all that. So hopefully this all goes well. I honestly have no clue what an inspection is like. But I've been talking to some friends who are kind of going through the process too, and I think they'll just like tell me some things to look out for, some things that I might have an issue with in the future. So hopefully everything goes well. Keep your fingers crossed. I will update you guys when it's all over, and we'll see. I literally have no clue what the next step is after inspection. I know I'm waiting to hear from my mortgage, my lender. She reached out to me on Saturday after I sent in like the signed contract and everything. She reached out to me and said that I should expect to hear from her again on Thursday with, I think, more documents and stuff like that, which again, I don't know what those documents will be and any of that, but I will, as I've said, like I've talked about this on my Instagram stories a lot. If you guys follow me, I'm sure you're all coming here from Instagram anyway, but if you're not, I share a little bit on there too, but mostly I'm gonna be covering the house stuff on this channel, so make sure you're subscribed. Anyway, point of that is I said on there, like, I am so clueless when it comes to this. I don't know what I'm doing. It's my first time buying a home, first experience with it. So I'm not here to give you advice because I don't, like I said, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just here to share my journey with you and just show you what the experience is like for me. Every experience is going to be different, especially if you're in a different state or area than me, because every state is different and they handle things differently. Like a lot of you guys said, why do you have a real estate lawyer? That's just what's recommended here. They're not super expensive, so someone said that it seems like an added cost, but I'd rather be safe than sorry and have someone look over all of the documents because I don't know what to look for. I don't know what to expect, so I'd rather hire someone and have someone handle that. But yeah, anyway, hopefully you guys are enjoying all of these videos and hopefully the inspection goes well. So I will catch up with you guys afterwards or maybe during. I don't know what it's gonna be like, but it unfortunately just started raining, so. Hello. Okay, I figured I would just sit down and share some updates on my house at this point. So I think the last thing I shared was me on the way to the inspection. I was like, I'm nervous, like I hope everything goes okay. So everything went pretty well. We went for the inspection and our guy was great. He was so friendly and like super knowledgeable, really knew what he was talking about. The way he did it, he looked at the outside first, like the grounds, they call it in the report. He looked at the outside, then he came inside and worked his way up from the top down. So he started in the attic, then the second floor, then the main floor, and then we went outside to the basement area. And he explained everything that he noticed, or if things looked good, or if there's anything he thinks we needed to update. He explained it after every level that he was on. So that was really great, and he, like I said, was super knowledgeable. I forget what I was just gonna say. Anyway, so he said, there's a few things that I'm concerned about, but they're not like major concerns, but anything that I'm concerned about, you'll see in red in the report. So he typed up the report. It was like 36 pages long. I guess that's common. Comes with photos that he took and then like all his notes, suggestions, that kind of stuff. So there was like red section, which he was like really concerned about, blue and green. So we focused on the red, and I talked about it with my parents and they were like, okay, we definitely should get all this stuff checked out. So I had Nick talk to the selling agent, and she's kind of like hard to talk to from what I've gathered. She's not very like, I don't know, she's not very straightforward, or I don't know, hard to explain, but anyway, she was like, you have to do this per the offer contract that I signed or whatever. We had to do it by the next day. So we asked if it would even be worth it for us to get an estimate, like if those sellers would even like pay for the repairs that needed to be made, or if they'd lower the price that I asked for or that I offered. And she was like, whatever. And so she was like, you just have one day to do it. So we scheduled. Thankfully, my dad's best friend is a contractor, so he was able to help us out. He came the next day, looked at the structural issues that were shown in red, and he checked them out, and I was so nervous. I was like, oh my God, this could cost me thousands of dollars, like, so scary. But he came and checked it out, and he was like, this is really no big deal, like, not at all. It looks perfectly good to me, and he's been doing this forever, so we obviously really trust his opinion and his input. And then the other issue, he was like, this will really only cost you like maybe a couple $100 to fix. So I'm like, okay, not a big deal. Also, like, not a crucial repair. It's not like something that I'm gonna need to repair right away. Well, I guess I can share these with you. I don't know why I'm not. So one of the things, there's like girders. I don't know what any of these real words are, or what these real words mean. There's girders in the basement. I keep saying basement because it's not really a basement. The house is raised a little bit and covered with like cinder blocks, I guess you could call it. And then like the foundation of the house is above. So the joists and the girders that hold up the house there was like some old rot from insects that I guess the inspector said have been gone for years. So the house is an older house. It was built in 1920, so it's 100 years old. So these insects had eaten at some of the wood that was like holding up the house, but they no longer exist. So it's really not an issue. It was just the surface level didn't go deep in, and the current owners had, sorry, I'm like losing my breath, had replaced some of it under there anyway. So it's just, and long story short, it's gonna be fine. Then another one of the issues is on the deck and the railings weren't like connected, and one of them was like really shaky. But again, it's not gonna be a lot of money to replace. So really happy with that news. Then there were a bunch of electrical issues as well. Like there's no smoke detector in one of them that needs to be there, and like a couple other things that I have no clue what they are. So my friend knew an electrician, and he was going to come meet us at the house, but the timing didn't end up working out. But I was able to send him the inspection report, and he looked at all the issues and like the pictures and everything, and he gave us an estimate based off of that. And again, we thought it could have been like thousands of dollars, and it really was, it might only be a couple hundred. So, and again, these are things that are not like crucial to living in the house. Like I don't need to fix them right away. It's just things that may come up in the future. So inspection done, complete. And it's great because the inspection company that we use, they have this program that they recommend, and that like company that they partner with has been helping me get my homeowner's insurance, which is another thing I need to do in order to get my loan to be approved. So I handled all that today, my homeowner's insurance, got that figured out. I also need to get flood insurance because I live in a flood zone, so it's part of it. And then I heard from my lender this week as well, and she sent me a bunch of things that I needed to send back to them, like my latest paycheck, my credit card statements, my bank statements from last month, this month of May, I guess. So I need to send those. Am I currently employed, like actively employed, or that kind of stuff. And there's other stuff too. I can pull up the list, but it's not like, I don't know. Yeah, so that is the next step. So I kind of have everything I need to send to the lenders except my credit card statements. I don't have those yet because they're not ready yet. So I'm waiting on that. And I still, like, I'm still like so new to this. I don't know what happens next. I know like my closing date is like mid to end of July. And I'm hoping that can be moved a little bit forward because my lease is up July 6th. So I'm like, I don't want to move from here, my apartment, to my parents' house with everything I have, then move again into my new house. I mean, it won't be the end of the world, but I'm trying to avoid that. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed. And also that means like more time in the house for the summer. And since it is close to the beach, it would be great to be in the house during the summer. I'm trying to think what else, if there's anything else I have to share. Oh, I also need to send a copy of the check for my down payment to the loan people, the lender. But what I'm really confused about is I don't know who I write that check out to. Like, do I write it? Because right now I had to send earnest money into an escrow account, but that was with Nick's agency, real estate agency. So that money's there. But now I'm like, do I send this down payment check? Like, am I putting that in the same account as my earnest money? Don't ask me what earnest money is because I don't even know. I just did it because I knew I had to. And again, like, you guys, everything is different everywhere. So the way you buy a house wherever you are might be totally different than we do here in Connecticut. I'm just sharing my experience because there's so much that goes into it that I had no idea about. So yeah, so I really honestly don't even know what's next. I know the loan process can take a little while, like the underwriting process where they check everything out, like talk to my employer, check my like credit card statements and all that kind of stuff. I know that can really take a while. And then there's more stuff. And like, also be aware, closing fees are actually really expensive. You need, like, I'm not gonna share how much mine are, but again, this is for this area. I can't speak to wherever you are if you're somewhere different, but it's a lot of money. So just be aware of that. And I don't know, I'll keep you guys updated. I probably won't have like another video until everything's complete and I can show you the new house. I'm thinking that's what's gonna be next. And I'll also do like an empty apartment tour once I'm out of here, once everything's out, because I never did a full apartment tour when I moved in, because I don't know, I just feel like I never felt like this. I love it here, but I never felt like it was really home. I just felt like I was here temporarily. So I feel like part of me just like, I don't know, it's homey to me, like it's really comfortable to me, it's like a happy place for me, but at the same time I knew that, I don't know, I just kind of knew I wasn't gonna be here for that long. But I did, like I will say, I did think about renewing my lease or like moving into a 2-bedroom apartment, but logistically it just doesn't make sense since I now have to run my boutique out of my home. And to me, living in an apartment building is great because there's some benefits. Like, for example, my shower drain was clogged, so I just called maintenance and they came and did it for me because I had tried to unclog it myself with a snake and it only did part of the work. So like, that's really nice. They can just like come fix any problem you have, and yes, you're paying for it, but like in your monthly payment, you don't pay. I don't know. But negatives for me, like having to find a spot in the parking garage, like when you have groceries, having to carry it all on one trip, and just like waiting for the elevator. Some mornings before work, I would wait for like 10 minutes and then that would make me like almost late to work. And I was like, oh my God. So I don't know. It's great. There's so many perks to it, but there's also some negatives. And my rent is super, super expensive. This is just like an expensive area to live in. So I'm like, I kind of want to put my money towards something like more of an investment. Whereas renting for me, I'm not getting anything back from it. But buying a house, I know I'm putting a lot of money down and still making payments each month to my mortgage. But those payments will be less than the rent I'm paying now. And I can get something out of it in the end when I go to sell my house. So I don't know, these are just my random thoughts. Hopefully this was an update. I know it's kind of all over the place and I'm sure I forgot something, and I'm sure like there's so many of you guys out there who know way more about this process than I do. So if you have any insight, anything to share, share it in the comments, because I know there's a lot of people who might be buying their first house. Hi Max, you guys, I don't think you can see him yet, but he'll probably walk by. There he is. Who might be buying their first house or might be in the next few years. So if you guys have anything to share, like with like the things that I'm confused about, like what is earnest money? I don't know. Feel free to leave some info in the comments, and hopefully I can come back in the next few weeks and share my empty apartment with you, share my new home with you. And yeah, I'm really excited to share with you how I decorate. And it's gonna be more like, with my apartment, I didn't put like a lot of money into it because I kind of knew it was temporary and it's a really small space. So I didn't like, I don't know. Also, wait, one other thing I want to say, I really want to buy furniture for my new house. Like, I took measurements when we were there for the inspection, but one thing I've learned is that you should not make big purchases while you're waiting for your loan to be approved, because that looks bad to the lender. Just a tip that I learned. So I won't be buying furniture. Maybe I'll like ask my mom if she can buy it for me now, and then I can pay her back once the loan goes through, but probably not. I'll probably just wait until it's approved. But yeah, this video is officially super rambly and just me talking about random things, so I apologize. But again, leave any comments, any questions, and be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you are excited to see my new house and my empty apartment and all that good stuff that is to come. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys in my next video.